All right, all right. Tonight's the night. We start a fight. No fighting. No fighting, no violence. Peace, love, and good stuff from above. Let's see. One, two. We're good on all three. So I'm gonna ask a question I already know the answer to. And that's are we live? Say, are we live? Looks like we are. So VigilanteWilliamson here on the 175th episode of VW Casual. Going live today. So I don't have to tomorrow, I guess. I don't know. Air Force has to detour. What's going on? Air Force detour. I appreciate you being here, Real Wade. No, I'm not. I'm not live. Oh, shit. Appreciate Richard and Cotton being here as well. What do you want to talk about? As usual, nothing to talk about. Hope you're okay, Wade, because you've had some doomed comments recently. Hope you're doing well. Air Force One. What's going on with Air Force One? Who knows? I was talking to Granddad Gelante, or Grand Gelante. I guess give me Granddad Gelante because I have to differentiate from Grandma. And we're talking about a bunch of stuff, but he was talking about how, even from his perspective, it looks like he didn't say it in these terms, right? He didn't say the globalists are making or giving everything to Russia and China, but he did say it seems like, the America's power over the next 10 years, economic power is fading. And I was like, I've thought about that. Funny you should say that. Funny you should say that. But I don't think he knows I do this YouTube thing. But it was just interesting. Oh, yeah. I definitely feel like the powers that be are electing China, whether they're ready for the election or not, as the new global power, as the new numero uno. What's, folks, Simon? What's going on here? Snow bunnies. What is this? What is this? What am I looking at, Cotton? Any particular song, shot, or track, or video, or whatever I should check? Or is the bunch over there liked it? No, I never told Ords I do music. Which I should be doing now. I shouldn't be streaming. I should be recording. I should just be finishing up. They're all the same. I should be finishing up Potency. Well, I got to produce, but start finishing it up vocally. But here I am, looking at some goofy white bitch making a song about snow bunnies. Let's see what's going on. Let's see what the hell Cotton is cursed us with. No, I'm not experiencing emotions.
Je hoeft niet naar jezelf te kijken, want je weet wat ons er bij me. Je ziet het zijn op kleine geintjes.
They even got carrots for the snow bunnies, that's wild.
Helemaal fantastisch kijken, zo fly kan het niet begrijpen. Op jou hoef ik niet te lijken, alles hier is de mijne. Snow bunnies doen alleen maar koken op de wc. Nooit is het één, het zijn er altijd meer dan twee. Snow bunnies doen alleen maar koken op de wc. Nooit is het één, het zijn er altijd meer dan twee.
I don't know what I'm watching, man. I don't know if I do enough ecstasy for this. I don't, because I do none. And I feel like the answer, for you to be fucking with something like this, your ecstasy usage can't be zero. Or mushrooms usage can't be zero. And mine's is. So I'm just wasting time. I'll give it the next 5 seconds to give it the whole minute. I mean, what were the motherfuckers back in the day? Bloodhouse Gang. They, you and me, baby, ain't nothing but mammals, but we'll do it like they do on the Discovery Channel. Evil Jared Hasselhoff. They had a couple other songs. And they were kind of that jokey, dancey, whatever type group. Maybe that's like a European version of that. I'm cool. So I'm good never experiencing that again. I mean, I've had worse experiences, but I don't need to see that again ever in my life personally, as the replay shows on for me. Cringe music to get the awards. You can always recommend me if you haven't. Shit. Even that's another thing. I need to be shooting a video. I just been all I did was sleep the past couple of days. I need to take an extra day off to finish things off. I wanted to do it a couple weeks ago when I had time off, but I hurt my back and just gave up. And then I didn't have everything written by then. Now I got everything written. I need to just take the time, record. Still, like I said, trying to buy a house. You're going to hear me complain about that in the next 3 or 4 months, or 2 to 3 months, however long it takes. Keep giving you shit for the death metal. But yeah, well, show them a little Vigilante Williamson. Show them that you're sophisticated. It's not hip hop, it's synth pop. So, shit. I need somebody to listen to this shit. The next project's going to be hip hop, though. But it's not gay. It's heterosexual hip hop. We're going to try that this time. Hip hop for heterosexuals instead of all these booty warriors they got running the industry nowadays. Shout out to Young Camel Toe, by the way. We got that. I can see what Young Camel Toe is doing in these streets. Umar really hyped him up by going after him because most people hadn't heard of Snow Bunny Heaven, or I think it came off of somebody else. I think it was actually somebody else's song, and he took it. If I can find him. Let's see. Snow Bunny. And that sample, what was it, like a Super Mario World? I mean, he's still doing shit. I mean, he's getting views like me, so let's see what the hell that's what he did for Christmas.
'Tis the season to be jolly, fa la 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 la. All the hoes are on my ballies, fa la 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 la.
I'm good. I'm cool. So this is what he's up to. He hiked these sacred mountains. Something no jumper. He's doing podcasts. Cardi B and Young Boy. Rich Cougars, brooches in the wig, top quality content. Top quality content. So that's what's going on right now with him. Hard to keep shit going, man. Hard to keep shit going. This internet shit is no loyal woman. It's a cruel mistress. Cruel mistress. Produced by Bad Boy Records. They all listen to Japanese metal. I think it's a fetish thing. That's definitely a part of it. But I know you hate baby metal. They're not terrible, but you don't like pop metal anyway. So even if there were no fetish thing, even if Caucasian is in this era, Caucasian and rice fetish. Everybody has like a rice fetish now. That's like a big thing. Shout out to Japan. Shout out to Korea. But I think even if they didn't have the fetish, I don't think you would like the music either. I think it's too sugary relative to your taste, at least from what I gather. And I'm not no metal expert, but I'm like, this is fine. It's pop. I don't mind pop metal. I grew up to like poppy metal, like pop new metal, like Linkin Park and I guess System of a Down. I don't know what they would be considered alternative, maybe alternative metal. I don't know what would you consider System of a Down? And I'm sure you didn't like them. I guess they were new metal, but the cutesy shit is bile-inducing. Yeah, there is something weird about somehow how a lot of fetishization goes with some of the Asian shit. Like, I'm not a big schoolgirl guy. You know what I mean? half a hair from Weird as Fuck. You know what I mean? There was a big deal about the lollies and the way they're drawn. Oh, it's supposed to be 80,000 years old witch, but she looks 15. Okay, you like System of a Down. So I didn't know. I'm like, is you gonna like? Because usually any band that's been popular, that Toxicity, that album, that crossed over everywhere. That album is fucking fire. Like, that's one of the best albums of any genre I ever heard. So I didn't know if you was gonna fuck with them. I'm like, they were pretty popular. You tend to hate the popular, and they're not as genty. Got to see them live. That'd have been cold as fuck. I ain't gonna lie. I don't want nothing with adult chicks. Yeah, that's a weird thing. Adult chicks dressing like schoolgirls. That's weird. That's very weird. The R. Kellyfication of everything. What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? Whose idea was this? I'll play some System of a Down if they let me. I think I get copyright claim. I think they would claim me. Woman's idea. It might have been. It might have been. Bandmade is even worse. Same shit in May outfit. I haven't seen that shit. I'm good on it. I'll take your word for it. That just sounds terrible. Yeah, I can see how the fetish metal may not be a thing. Cause I do think there is a fetish thing. I definitely think there is a fetish element, and I think there is like a music element. I don't think it's total fetish, right? I get that that's not your taste, but I do think some of the music's okay. But yeah, there is a thing. Okay, shout out to the bots on Kick. I need to check Kick and Twitch. So I got somebody following. Hey, it's Vic Sage. Is this from today? Like, are you still here? Question. We haven't been streaming that long. Question. Is that you? I'm focusing on Twitch. Hopefully, question's here. Question Vic Sage. Appreciate it. I'll just go ahead and pin. It says 11:28. So it's like right when we started. Just manually unpinned at the end of the stream. So hopefully he's still here. But I caught it within 12 minutes. That's better than usual. So hello. Yes! Yeah! He's still here! Thank you for watching on Twitch. So I'll remember to come back. Origins viewers all listen to that shit. We'll be bad to the conversation. Shout out to Ors. I haven't communicated with him in years. There's a few who had like a musical thing. I mean, I would be interested in seeing what they think. I gotta do a video to one of the songs on the first project, and then a video to one of the songs on the next project. I figure as far as promotion, that'd be the only thing I do. I promote the music videos, right? Origins viewers listen to that shit. You're gonna be bad. He's a grown man. Yeah, Origins wasn't that much younger than me. He was, maybe a couple years younger than me, if that. So he's in my age range, if I remember correctly. That's why you're here, yeah. Yeah, I'm not, like I said, I had heard, he's live now. Shout out to Ors. Shout out to Ors. I didn't realize I was competing. I don't be knowing who, but his channel has grown since I last talked to him. Like I said, I don't know, don't really not. I wasn't like, I knew him, but I didn't know him like that. So, but fucking good for him. Good for him. Even if shout out to him in the fetish metal, whatever works, whatever fucking works in these mean streets of fucking and okay, here's like he's talking about Electric Callboy. I heard of Electric Callboy. I didn't hate him. Cause I listen anything that's electronic, I'm a fuck with. So I didn't hate Electric Callboy. there was some weird controversy about what happened with them that made me look at them kind of sideways. I think they had changed. I think that name change. I know what it was. I think they changed their name to Electric Callboy for some like semi woke reason, but at the same time, Electric Callboy was a much better name than the one they had. And after they changed their name, they kind of blew up, if I remember correctly. I didn't get heavy into them, but they had a decent electronic rock sound. The question is, yeah, he's on Twitch. He won't be here long. Driving to Michigan, my home state. Shout out to Michigan. Good luck in the cold. This is the part of the year that I am happy to be in the South. Been in the South now just over 10 years. Split between Charlotte and Texas. And, the Carolinas in Texas. I stayed actually some time in Old Columbia as well. So hopefully you enjoy Michigan. Enjoy those potholes. You might find them to be the worst roads in the country that aren't like dirt roads. And enjoy some Coney Island. Enjoy Michigan. Michigan's not that bad of a place. Michigan gets a bad rap. Detroit gets a bad rap. Using the Twitch. But some people like using Twitch. People, especially streaming, people get used to just streaming or just viewing Twitch. So maybe he's more of a Twitch guy than a YouTube guy. That's the whole point of multi-streaming. But, Twitch does... none of these platforms really promote people anymore. The day and era of live streams getting promoted, maybe these phone streams, I keep forgetting to do one. Maybe I'll do one tomorrow after I get back from the gym. Hey, Fizz, appreciate you being here. Hey, Wade. You know what? Now is the time for some random ass shit. Wade. Sometimes your timing's terrible, but this one I'm gonna call it pretty cool.
Andy Johnson. Andy Johnson looks like he ought to be dunking a basketball. 1 out.
I hope this bat doesn't slip out of my hands.
Into the windup and delivered. That was ball 1. 1-0.
We're seeing this whole at bat too. Fuck it.
From the windup, fires. Swing. Wowzers! Use the aluminum power bat. Money, baby. That ball.
Shout out to fucking
Paper trail.
the Backyard series in general. Right, I used to love. They had Backyard Football. They had a couple of them. I don't know if they had a sequence to all of them, but they had Backyard. Okay, we get it. Even though he was a pitcher, he scored, but whatever. They had Backyard Baseball, Backyard Basketball, Backyard Football. Pablo Sanchez was a character who I think was in a couple of the games. That was like the best player for some reason, no matter what. But that was a fun series. You already praying for your car? You just purchased it too? Oof. Good luck. Good luck. Your car may get power bombed by some gnarly pothole. I haven't lived there in 10 years. I visited, so I mean it's not like I haven't seen it. I've visited many a times in the past 10 years. Well, not many, but enough, right? Like 5 to 7. So good luck. Good luck with your car, especially one that you purchased. This wouldn't be a bad time to use a rental. But hopefully you enjoy Michigan. Hopefully everything's cool up there. And, enjoy the cold. I don't hate Randy Johnson. He was one of the best players when I was growing up. He was on that Seattle team that was like unbelievably stacked. Unreal that they didn't win the World Series. That Seattle team he was on with A-Rod and Ken Griffey, and they were both balling. Everybody was balling on that team. They won like 112 games, something crazy, and it lost in the playoffs. It's unreal. Unfucking real. Hey, awesome one. He is an awesome one. Hey, Jana Banana. Okay, we got a second wave of people. Brandon Hollum. Appreciate you being here. I still got to drop seeing you here. I got a video on CJ Stroud I need to drop. I forgot to drop it. I'll drop it tomorrow. But I did one. And I need to do a video on Lions fucking offensive coordinator, which I'm glad I waited because I would have probably done a much more negative video if I did one the day of. But I appreciate everybody showing up. What are we talking about? We're talking about backyard football, backyard basketball, and other shit like that. And then I was ranting about was it 99 Mariners, Seattle Mariners, that were just unbelievable stack, but lost. Baseball has a lot of teams like that. Even the Tigers had a team with Scherzer and Verlander and Miguel Cabrera in his prime. Just fucking shit the bed. Do a video on how Notre Dame was robbed. I'm not sure. I haven't been keeping up with college football enough to know. Oh, you talking about they should have been in the playoffs? I don't even like the play. I got a whole rant on that. But hey, AJ, appreciate you being here. Pretty dope. Had driveway hoop we rarely use. Buy a Canadian car built in China. That's what's up. That's what's up. My whole issue with the playoff, my hot take is we need to go back to the BCS. There's too many teams. The playoff has ruined everything. It's ruined everything. Because now we're going to get to 24. That's where they're going to go. They're going to get to 24 teams. And now the regular season doesn't matter. And the regular season used to be the shit. I think it should have stopped at 4 teams. And you're not putting that toothpaste back in the tube. Now the bowls don't fucking matter unless you got the Pop-Tart bowl and they fucking hitting each other with elbow drops, cooking each other and shit. The bowl games don't matter. Everybody just transfers out. These championships barely matter. It's just everything's fucked up. Everything's fucked up. So, I mean, shout out to anyone who can sit through college sports with things as fucked up as they are. But I can't. I can't. And I'm sorry, man. They should have never went. The playoff is already a problem. That's why I don't want to say, oh, who gets robbed. It used to be, you won one of the best fucking teams throughout the whole regular season. You don't even deserve to get talked about. If you ain't up top 4, fuck it. Oh, you cool with it? Fuck you. You got to be good. You got to be one of the top few teams, and that's it. That's how I feel. And listen, I get that the playoff is made for some great games, great matchups. If you compare it to the bowl system, before the NIL, you were getting some cool games. Now that we have the NIL and the playoff, and we have the transfer portal, mainly with the NIL, that's the main issue. And now that you have teams that the team that actually plays on the field isn't the team that went through the thing. And you didn't really get that with Indiana this year, right? But it has happened. It's been a thing. So it's just really it's not the biggest fan of it personally. Not to knock it if that's your thing. I've talked so much about sports, so I get it. But appreciate Awesome One. Long time no see. No, but yeah, on a business standpoint, you would think just off of that Notre Dame would have got in. But sometimes they get a 61 Chrysler, and you're just driving it. Oh man, no way I would take a road trip with that thing. I would just leave it in, or like maybe a short. Maybe a short drive, like a short summer drive. No way I would drive it into the winter in Michigan. Then again, I don't know where you are. You might be in Ohio, so Michigan's like 20-minute drive. But you know what I mean. X scan bots are really bad at the job. I'm not using X. I'm not sure what's going on with the X scan bots. And I still use that abomination Insta scam. Oh yeah, I'm about tired. I don't even know why I have social media. I guess it's cool that you Google my name and Fred Williamson comes up, and then I come up after. But outside of that, doesn't really give me much of anything. There's no advantage of it. But yeah, they could have just said business, put Notre Dame in, and I don't remember all the teams that got in and all the different cases for who should have got in and who shouldn't have. But I missed a less populous playoffs. At least 8. The fewer the better for me. If you and do something about this transfer portal, make it after the bowl season. I mean, something. It just doesn't make sense. They say people that get no likes but keep posting are a special breed. Well, I guess I'm special indeed. Sheesh. Hey. I don't know if anything's more gambled on than college sports in 2026. Believe it or not, Richard. You know, I still care about sports. I don't know why. I'm not justifying it, but it's just like, I need something to watch. I need something to gambling on. Well, hey, guess what? They're not gambling on teenagers no more, so at least that side of it. Because most of the motherfuckers now is like 25. They're gambling on 20-year-olds. They used to be gambling on teenagers. But now with this NIL shit, they're gambling on semi-pro players who are in their 20s. Some may even get older than that. I think even with the college basketball, some of these guys, they'll have like a foreign guy that's like 28, 29. So you know what? That used to be the case. That's the big thing about Indiana. They're almost as old as the Green Bay Packers, and they're a college team. Yeah. I got a little over 500 followers. All my posts get 5 likes at best from the same 5 people. Shout out to those 5 people then. And I hope Vic's Chrysler is okay. I hope it's okay because I'm worried about it now. Riding through the craziness that is Michigan weather. Yeah, that was a bad idea. Awesome one. It's super fixed. Gambling, whether or not it was fixed before, I think it was, but there's no doubt about it now. They have gambling sponsors they sponsor the league. Now I think they might have gotten rid of Fox Bet, but I still feel like the NFL has some more direct connection to some gambling stuff, like ownership or something like that. I'm not sure, but there's no doubt that there's something afoot. Remember they were addressing the betting issue and the sponsor was played. Oh yeah, like it's just well, it's just a coincidence, Cotton. But yeah, there's they was like talking about the betting shit, and then the sponsor came up and it's like DraftKings and some shit or whatever the fuck it was. It's a trillion of these sites. I keep seeing this new shit, Kalshi, which allows you to bet on news stories and other shit. They are really trying to cast as wide of a net with degeneracy as they can. They are really trying to push. That's why we got OnlyFans stars that make like $4 million a month. But meanwhile, when the local hoe down the street get on OnlyFans and ruins her life, she's gonna get like $1.25 a year because nobody really wants to see her old nasty cooch. But these nasty cooch industry plans got people thinking you can really make money on that bullshit. There's a lot trying to corrupt and degenerate society. They degenerate our morals so much, so it's like, all right, let's make everybody a gambling porn addict. I'm gonna blame the consumer too. The consumer deserves their blame. Everybody deserves. There's enough blame for everybody again. Wow. Cotton is picked who he was to blame. They made a Wattpad account. Yeah, that's all it is. Shout out to you for being able, Richard, for being able to grow where everything is just fan fiction smut. And shout out to the literary. I don't know what the literature that the next generation is going to learn off of from this generation. What all people write is fantasy smut, whatever that shit was about horse breeding. That was it. Nas that sent that shit. I don't know who owns it, Cotton. It's just a coincidence. It's just a coincidence. I have no idea who owns it. You're literally the only person. I don't want to shit on how successful your shit is because you deserve all the success. You actually write pretty good shit. Even the question, if he's still here, we check the Twitch. He might just be vibing. But even he said his shit's pretty good. But I think that was it. It's like, hey, here's some, most people are so used to seeing smut and garbage. Like, oh, here's competent writing. This is different. Yeah, Glory Milking Farm. That bullshit. Morning Glory Milking Farm. Minotaur and human sex. Wild bullshit. Unfortunately, Cotton, I'm not about to deny. I'm cracking my jokes. Just trying to stay on air. And I'm surprised they let you use that emoji. Didn't they get rid of it for some platforms? Like you can't use that juice box emoji because of the reference. I don't know. But yeah, shout out to anybody who can get. Yeah, Wattpad is what did Obi-Wan say? Land of scum villainy is a nasty place. We gotta desexualize the world. Everybody likes some Badussy, you know what I mean? Everybody like a little Badussy from now and again. But goddamn, we got some of the weirdest. So much perverseness has come from the over sexualization of the past 20, 30 years. Just like Juice. Who doesn't like Juice? I mean, goodness gracious. You don't have to fuck every character in your mind. Like, what's wrong with you? The furry population exploding. Like, the whole reason there was a sequel to Zootopia was because of furries. That's not a joke. What I said was not jest. No disrespect to the furry population if AJ's still lurking. Not saying he's a furry. I know he's furry adjacent. I'm just saying, mid and get now is censored. Mid and get. I don't know what. Oh, you can't use the term midget? I was like, what are you talking about? Why not? I get it's dwarf. What is the right term, by the way? I'm not trying to be an asshole. Is it dwarf? What is the right term? If you can't, what is the term you're supposed to use? Short person, little person? Haven't got any negative comments yet, just weird ones like, why isn't Tim Drake gay? Oh, that's right. Trump had a furry party at Mar-a-Lago. Little people. It's little people. Excuse me. 3 feast. Oh, no. Something I didn't have on my video, but I saw, was it Paul Gallant? Like, okay, going back to CJ Stroud, I was talking to Brandon Hollow because he's the only Houston Texans guy in the chat. Paul Gallant said this been sometimes this racial conversation about CJ Stroud, and I swear to God, I had to delete the guy. I blocked him and unfollow everything because I'm like, the only people who were defending CJ Stroud was people who got intoxicated by his first year, which a lot of people did. He had one of the best rookie years of all time, regressed in the second year. We see where he is now. And I think a lot of it is because of the concussion, because he's worse now than he was last year, and he was worse last year than he was this year. Maybe I think the first concussion affected him. I think the second one that he just got a couple months ago affected. That's my thought, and that's I'm saying in the video. But Paul Gallant saying, oh, there's this racial defense of C.J. Stroud. Like, I do not remember. Excuse me, I've been here. I do not remember a race war breaking out over C.J. Stroud. I remember a lot of people wanted Davis Mills to replace him, and I kind of wanted Davis Mills. Is Gallant a coincidence? Because that sounds like some coincidence type shit. That sounds like some coincidence type shit. I'm like, there was no racial thing. Everything was just about that first season. And there's been plenty of people detract, plenty of black, white, Latino. Everybody's got issues with C.J. Stroud this year. A lot of people want Davis Mills. I would have taken Davis Mills if Davis Mills could have took the job. He did exactly good enough to win the games he did, but no more. So I'm like, I guess put CJ back. But then I'm like, what the fuck? Where did this come from? That's never been the narrative. There's been plenty of questions on CJ, but he does have those moments where even in some of the playoff games. I remember last year in the Chargers, he had that crazy throw in the first half where he runs to one side and throws it across his body. He because of his physical talent, he'll have a moment or two where you say, oh shit, but his decision making is not there. And, failed your math test must have been racism. No, he was just saying, like, he made it seem like black people were just defending C.J. Stroud because he's black, when honestly, a lot of people all across the board have been critical of him. I don't think C.J.'s been protected at all. I think he's been criticized quite a bit, but we thought he wasn't gonna fuck it up this bad. You're really bad at math, but you're racist. Well, there you go. AJ said he didn't watch Zootopia 2. Fuck Disney. I would not. I heard the plot of Zootopia 2 isn't that good. Apparently, links. I didn't see the first one. Because I haven't seen a lot of after like 2010, that was like all after my era. I was like, okay, I'm too old to watch Disney. I think the last Disney movie I saw new was like Toy Story 3. And now they're about to do 5. I didn't even see 4, but okay. Heard the plot of Zootopia isn't that good. Apparently, the Lynx family stole the weather machine from a snake, killed all reptiles a century ago to hide it. Let's see. Of course, that's ridiculous. I saw from the trailers, Zootopia humor is a bunch of movie references most kids won't understand. Well, it's not really for kids. It's for adult furries. And apparently, not everybody watched. Shout out to AJ. Trump did have an obvious eyes wide shut party, though. And MAGA just stuck their hands in the sand. Well, listen. Apparently, nobody cares about eyes wide shut parties. We were we thought that, hey, this shit is all crazy. A lot of people who were conspiracy theorists just found out they were wrong. We thought that if the knowledge was out there for how fucked up society really was behind the doors, whether it's the entertainment business or the political sphere, and people knew how all the creepy shit and the evil shit that people were doing, that would spur people into action. That was 100% incorrect. That assessment's wrong. Now we all know no one gives a fuck. Because we're so stressed and so burnt out and we don't feel like we can do anything. So the knowledge of how fucked up these people are meant nothing. And shout out to Question if you're still here, because it's, shout out to Conspiracy Theory. He looks like he's may have left. But, yeah. What is Real Wade hitting us with? Oh, shout out to Tom.
Basically, VHS becoming big, and my dad worked for a company that owned a bunch of gas stations, and they rented out videos.
Okay, we're not about to listen to this short because there's no context. But shout out to Tom. Saw the first Zootopia, fair enough. They said this is one-off game. I remember a game last year, defense had 5 picks. Yep, he gave up 2 picks. Yeah, that game to us, I think it was you talking about the Detroit game? Defense gets 5 picks. He throws another couple. He's had a lot of these games. He was so good that first part of it. Really, it's that first 12 games of his first year. And you know what? Sometimes we saw with Jaden Daniels, sometimes you can come into, even Jackson Dart to some extent this year. You look at his numbers, you're like, wow, he had 25 total touchdowns, like 3 picks. But Jackson Dart, I'm talking about running and passing. Be like, what the fuck? But it's really because some of these rookies come in and they're a step ahead of the defensive coordinators for that first year. But then once they get tape on them, they get figured out. They figure these guys out, and the adjustment that's when the adjustment starts. And he hasn't been able to counter CJ. Is it already time to give up on him? Maybe. I definitely would bring somebody in. I definitely would bring in Malik Willis. There'd be no doubt. Because I can't let this defense fall off. And listen, I'm not saying give up on CJ totally, but I'm saying bring somebody in. Definitely, like you have to. You can't just waste this defense and wait on him. You just can't. Like somebody said, you can't let down 52 guys in the locker room for one guy's feelings. You got to get somebody. I watched Apple Dumpling Gang Strikes Again. I have never heard of this awesome one. Apple Dumpling Gang? What is that? Last Disney movie you watched was Star Wars? Okay, yeah, I think Star Wars. Then Star Wars, whichever came out last between Star Wars and Toy Story 3. Why I care about Zootopia? I don't know why I brought it up. Because we were talking about weird shit like furries. We were talking about how because furries keep that franchise alive. So we was just talking about weird. I was talking about weird shit. People rather defend it. People know more about it then than ever, and they do the opposite. People rather defend it. Yeah, you're right. We know that for James Gunn. Shit. The question, again, he's in Michigan. He's fallen through the portal and went back to the Charleston Comics in one of those potholes in Michigan. So yeah, getting on the chest. But yeah, Zootopia, that whole franchise exists because furries exist. And yeah, you're right, because we saw James Gunn tweet some wild shit. We saw those evil sisters tweet some wild shit. We see, people have no problem defending absolute craziness if one of their favorite people are the ones doing it. We are also in the cult-like era. There's a lot of, that term NPC was such an accurate term, but there's certainly people under all political spectrums, under all fandoms there's a lot of human bots, and they'll allow whatever, as long as their subject of their affection is the one doing it. Rather you were talking about a Playboy Cardi fan, a MAGA fan, a leftist fan, a Star Wars fan. There's these people, just whatever happens, they don't give a shit. They don't give a shit. The crazy said he would walk out of parties when the hoes showed up, and they had a whole tent set up for a home. I've seen him say stuff, though. I got my, I don't want to shit on the Cray. I got my questions for, whether or not he's done stuff at any of these parts. But I mean, he's talked. At least he's talked openly about it. I'm not gonna totally shit him, but part of me wonders if he's enjoyed some of the fruits of some of this stuff. Stroud's first year was like Drake made this year, dropping bombs against a bad team. There was some of that. There was some of that. They had a last place schedule from the year before, so there's something that, even though I probably should make a video about why I think that's underrated. Maybe I'm wrong. Texans have not fit the run game. Can't run the game. Yeah, that's you have a guy who's had, that was one of the worst first halves I've ever seen. He threw the ball 47 times. Whew. As much as he's getting, thrown to the wolves in the media, as he should. That was just such a terrible game. But throwing the ball 47 times, 47 in the snow, when you're struggling that much, that's a coaching issue. That's a coaching failure as well. And the run game, when did they know Joe Mixon wasn't going to play? Because they just got Nick Chubb and thought, okay, we got a run game with Nick Chubb and a rookie. And honestly, motherfucking Woody Marks played above and beyond what a lot of people thought he was going to be. But he's not a power running back. He only had his first 100-yard game last week against the Steelers. So what the fuck was that? Some of this got to be on Caserio and DeMarco. DeMeco Ryans. Nick Caserio and DeMeco Ryans. And in a weird way, even though he probably shouldn't have, I think CJ's probably saved Kaylee's job, because now people are blaming CJ, not Kaylee. So even though he had one of the worst all-time performances, he's probably saved Kaylee's job. But there's a coaching issue. Should have never thrown it 47 times. Should have brought Davis Mills after the second pick. Should have known that this guy was shell-shocked. If I can see that he's shell-shocked from his last concussion, then how the fuck can't you if you're the fucking coach? So Western comedy from the 80s. What's a Western comedy from the 80s? I must have missed something. Don't watch Disney stuff anymore. Fair enough. Watch that Nick Cage. I've been meaning to check out that Nick Cage movie because it looked interesting. Pedro Pascal letting it slide. Oh yeah, you're supposed to talk about him. What did the Saska sisters post? They had posted some weird shit about being in a pedo van while they were looking at kids. And then, oh my God, those movie trailers and them terrorizing homeless people, making them vomit and shit. They were doing all sorts of weird, crazy shit. Nicolas Cage was the man back in the 90s. I don't want to hear no disrespect to Nicolas Cage. He had a run in the 90s and 2000s. Whether it was Face Off or Con Air or The Rock or what was the shit? Ghost Rider, National Treasure. Man, Nicolas Cage was him. You asked the same thing. You asked their neighbor did the same thing as Celeb. They start arguing about something else. Yeah, people celeb worship and celeb hate because people love to hate celebrities too. They love to hate. If you get somebody to worship and somebody to hate, that's why politics is so alluring. You get somebody to worship and somebody to hate. If you on the right, you get to worship Trump and hate the left. If you're on the left, you get to worship, whoever the fuck, Biden and Obama and shit, or Hitlery, and hate Trump. You know what I mean? It's just easy. And then you get 50 million people, 100 million people who think the exact same way. So, of course, y'all can't be wrong. It's too many of y'all. So now you ready to ride and die. Now you ready to go to Minnesota and try to run over people from ICE until you get clapped up. So that's just how it is. That's how it is. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood was a good movie. I like that one. That's the one with the Bruce Lee. That was kind of weird. And the what was it? The Sharon Tate Manson murders. I thought that was weird. The whole historical fiction era of Quentin Tarantino's catalog. There's some hits and some misses. I liked Glorious Bastards and Django. I didn't really care. Hateful Eight was okay. I guess it has, I don't know. You heard about that violin? I heard a little bit about it. Violinist quit working for Will Smith because of sexual harassment. I did hear about some shit. Who got roasted more for the 4 interception game, Stroud or Herbert? Right in the past couple days, it seems like C.J. Stroud. But there's also a part of people who already have given up on Herbert at the same time. There's a lot of people who they'll never believe in Justin Herbert anyway, so they don't even consider. You know what I mean? This was people's moment to fall out with C.J. Stroud. A lot of people have already fallen out with Justin Herbert before even that 4-pick game last year. There's a lot, so I will say that. But listen, I would love for C.J. Stroud to be more like an Eli Manning and come back and lead a team. Because the Eli Manning, we really look at it, his first couple years had some tough. A lot of years he had some tough years. He has 20 pick years, right? But then he would just lock in. He had a couple playoff runs when he locked in, and the defense was locked in, and they won a championship. So hopefully C.J. Stroud can give you something like that next year. But they need to definitely set up in case he can't. They'd be foolish not to. Fresh Prince is gay. Some dude. Yeah, I did. It was some dude. Yeah, he is definitely gay. Shout out to, what was his name? Benny Medea. Supposedly the manager that broke him in to that gay stuff. Ghost Rider was cool. Wicker Man is crazy. Everybody remember that alternate ending. Not the bees. No, not the bees. Good luck. Have fun. Die is an interesting movie coming out in February. I don't think I saw that. Maybe I'll see if I can get a trailer up. Not to get too political. Let's squash after this question. Who they gonna talk about? Hate on? I guess J.D. Vance. Is he supposed to be Trump's replacement? Maybe they'll find somebody else with that same type of energy. Oh, thanks, Cotton. I appreciate it. That's why you're a real one. That's why you probably one of the longest tenured mods. Dope stuff. Also, when you're not wrong, worship the Lord Jesus and Him only. It is gross. And I don't know how we got here, man. Man, you know what though? Honestly, once the corporal church, the mega church became a thing, and once we start getting away from God, that's when people start worshiping other people. Take no other gods but me. It's literally the first commandment. And it's not just for it's for your own sake. Because if you don't, you'll end up worshiping Drewski. You know what I mean? I said because he actually just had a skit about the mega church. You'll end up worshiping Kai Cenat. You'll end up worshiping Donald Trump. You'll end up worshiping, I don't know, Newsom or something. If you do not worship the Most High, if you do not worship Jesus Christ, you will end up worshiping something way darker, way more perverse. And we're seeing that now in a massive level. Yeah, evangelical churches. A lot of these churches. There was this one down the street. I seen them had they tossed that rainbow flag up in June. You know. So there's a lot of fuckery in the churches. So I worship the Jewish God, which the Jews don't worship anymore. That's another thing about that term. Is that even an accurate term for the group that we're talking about? But I'm gonna leave that one alone. What do we got here? Oh, it's the trailer. Okay. You know, let me clean up the comments so we can check out the trailer. Let's see what's going on with that. And but thank you again, Cotton. That's dope. We'll see if Or fucks with it. But yeah, the money funnel, the way the churches is taxed. I mean, it's one of the worst evil scam. I mean, Austrian painters get a bad rap. Oh boy. Oh, Drewski and P. Diddy. All right, let's check out this trailer. I always like to check out a trailer, especially something I never heard of, something maybe independent. Let's see. Let's check it out.
Hey! This isn't a robbery! I am from the future! And all of this goes horribly wrong. I come from a future which is totally, completely fucked. And I'm here to set it right.
Are any of you even listening to me?
You look homeless, bro. Fuck you two. I come from a nightmare apocalypse. This is the height of fucking fashion.
What we're dealing with doesn't interface with reality.
AI? Isn't that a thing already?
It gets a lot worse, honey.
Who's joining me? Who's ready to save the future? The revolution begins tonight!
Good luck, have fun, don't die.
Excuse me?
I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. You're in for a really weird night.
That looks fucking interesting as shit. I'm not gonna lie. I'm sure not everybody's gonna fuck with it. It looks like a combination of that's a couple months old. Combination of like Idiocracy and there's a lot of shit. My brain, stream brain. You watch this, Sam Rockwell? I don't know. I think it's kind of interesting. We'll see. Hopefully it's not written in Netflix. After we talked about it, but the idea behind Netflix's movies, they want them to be so stupid, and they want to constantly reiterate the plot. So even if you're not paying attention, you can pay attention, which is a terrible precedent to set for the already struggling film genre. So, well, I hope that has to stop. That looks like an interesting film. If they do it well, right? It looks, has some notable names and famous people in it, but not maybe A-listers. But what is an A-lister? There's got to be, and that's probably why it's released in February, right? February is known for kind of being a death spot, though sometimes February could be where the surprise movie of the year also shows up, because people traditionally, and it still holds, most people don't go to theaters in February, and so if you toss something out there, sometimes you'll get like a Sinners, I think, that maybe came out in February or late January last year, or for the most part you get a lot of the lesser movies. I hope it's not written the same way. It's coming out in theaters, not on Netflix, so it's not written the same way, probably. Hopefully. Yeah, I might check that out. I found that interesting. I thought that was an interesting plot. I'm trying to think of the other movie I was thinking of. It was like, I said Idiocracy. No, not Tubi, written on Tubi. They're just trying to dumb us down so much. Which I guess even that movie is, predicting, and they're always trying to dumb down culture. 12 Monkeys. I don't know if I saw 12 Monkeys. But wait, 12 Monkeys. I don't know if I saw it, but was that the premise? It was like a disease or something like that, and he went back in time. But we'll see. Again, the film genre needs as many good movies as possible, and especially anything that's slightly independent, because the major movie sphere is sequel after sequel, remake, reboot, remakes, and sequels. One of Brad Pitt's best performances. Okay, I gotta check that out then. 12 Monkeys. And a guy that said Kill Tony's arena shows on Netflix are never really good. Uh-oh. Maybe Netflix edits them so much or too much. I'm not sure. Not sure. Okay, we do got some more life in question. Said the greatest movie. Oh, sheesh. Greatest movie of all time, Batman 22. Oof. That was a terrible film. That was a terrible film. But I guess it's getting worse than that. Like I said, they want these brain dead movies. They constantly repeat. They'll constantly repeat the dialogue. They'll just totally make it so you just got to be retarded to not know what's going on in any given spot, and they just spoon feed you the movie. And it's just, it's not even real entertainment at that point. It's just noise. It's just noise. It's a real sad way to go out for Hollywood. Last night's Kill Tony on YouTube was hilarious. I never got into Kill Tony. Even though, shout out to, is AJ still here? He's a Kill Tony veteran. And a Kill Tony veteran in the chat, if he's still around. So he went on there, which was pretty fucking cool for somebody I don't know him. I never met him. I never met him IRL, but I've interacted with AJ. He's just here, and he was on fucking Kill Tony. So I said, did Oars react to my album link at all, or did anyone react to it? I'll take a single fucking listener. That's how crazy it is. But I gotta do videos. I gotta start doing videos, start pushing this shit. I'm fucking is buying a home shit. I hope I'm not fucking up buying a house. I guess all I can do is just do it. retard max, as they say. Don't even think about it, just do it. He said he'd listen though. Okay, I'll take it. DC has the worst fan base today? Question mark. I add the question mark, even though you're the question. WWE has something to say about that. I would almost say them. Even though DC's fan base is very bad. I'm not gonna. They are definitely top 5. Definitely top 5. Especially like that we're having a dichotomy between Zack Snyder and James Gunn. Like, and there are still people seriously who want Zack Snyder and his to return, and the Snyderverse to return. It's like, man, I don't think either one of those things are that good, man. I don't. And listen, I enjoyed some of the Snyderverse. I enjoyed that fight, with Ben Affleck's stuntman in the warehouse. That's a cool fight. I enjoyed most of the Justice League Snyder cut. First Wonder Woman was okay. There were some decent parts. I didn't really like either Suicide Squad. Though I would, just because I'm a fucking, I don't know what the right word is, a masochist, a DC masochist, I would be interested in the Ayer cut, especially because that was a movie, I know that became a big thing with the Snyder cut, but there was supposedly more Joker, which a lot of people didn't like him, and I didn't like him either. But there was a different movie shot, and the editing in that movie was always weird. But yeah, the argument between two of the worst producers you ever seen, or writer directors. Though I mean, knowing what I know about the industry, I'm sure they're not really writing. I mean, we've heard if you ever heard Cameron Pasha tell you how that writing, and that's actually how a lot of music's written. You'll have somebody's name, they'll be credited as a writer. There was like 50 people who worked on it. You know what I'm saying? There were like 50 people who co-wrote and wrote different drafts. They amalgamize a draft, and then they shoot something, and it keeps mutating. There's 100 writers. There's not one. I don't even know why the entertainment industry is still running that game in any spectrum, whether it's music. I guess sometimes you get the one guy game developers for the small games that blow up, for the Vampire Survivors of the world. But this idea that, this guy wrote and direct, he didn't. Maybe Tarantino did. Everybody else, no, they don't lie. Stop lying to people. James Gunn probably didn't write one fucking word. Neither did Snyder. Neither did, And they had, who knows? They even direct the damn movie. They just hire the people that actually do all that shit. But it comes up under their names. That's one of the worst kept secrets in entertainment. You think, oh man, Richard, you say DC's worse than WWE. The reason I would say I would almost disagree is because it's that if I give you exactly what you want, WWE fan, you turn on the person immediately. If you cheer and say, I want Jey Uso, and I give you Jey Uso, now you hate Jey Uso. If I gave you Kit Wilson, you would hate Kit Wilson. Whatever I give you, I gave you Jade Cargill, you was complaining about Jade Cargill, now you hate her. Now you was complaining about Tiffy Time, now you want Tiffy Time back. You only want what I don't give you because it's not getting given. You don't want anything. That's the problem with WWE fan. They don't want shit. They just want to complain. And I'm not saying Triple H is the best booker known to man. He sure as shit ain't. But goodness, man, it's just these fans is like, what the fuck? Y'all are unpleasable. Zack Snyder fan just want dark nihilism. That and mindless action. It's either the dark nihilism of Man of Steel and BVS, or the mindless action of the Snyder Cut, or the both. Give you a chance to reserve tickets. Twitter ad about a movie about Melania Trump. You can reserve tickets. That's crazy. I turned BVS very early. You was a teenager. There's only one scene worth watching It's the fight scene with Batman in the thing. I might even show it. It is a cool scene. But like, people will then say, well, Ben Affleck's Batman's the best. No, Ben Affleck's stuntman had the best fighting scene. Yeah, I'll give you that. If you want to say it's the best Batman fighting scene, cool. I'm not about to. That's so fucking what? So that's a cool. Yeah, it's a cool live action fighting scene. That's not. I'm not about to sit through 3 hours for a 2-minute fucking action scene. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, that doesn't mean anything. Doesn't mean anything. When there are 100 writers, when the scripts get really bad, well, see the past 15, 20 years. Can we get Tim Burton? I don't care if he old. Yeah, Tim Burton might have done some of the writing directing. There's some guys. Yeah, there were guys who did actually wrote direct, but so many times, at least 10 writers, 5 writers, 10 writers, and then like I said, sometimes it could get, who knows, 20 to 50. Shit, don't take my word for it. Cameron Pasa has said this many a time. Louis J. Gomez quoted you on Twitter, and he hates you. That name sounds vaguely familiar. DC can't make a good product because the community's like shit product. That's true too. I don't know which is worse, personally. I can't deal with either right now. I'm still a big fan of Adam West Batman. Shout out to the Adam West Batman. Super underrated. Batman doesn't have to be this dark, brooding loser. I'd much rather Adam West than motherfucking what we got. Oh, my God. You think if there's more than 3 writers for a movie, that's when storytellers suffer? You're probably not wrong. Oh, yeah. Man. BVS was a nightmare. He was just playing, what's the motherfucker? Mark Zuckerberg. He was such a weird character. That was so weird. Pissing on in jars and shit. What a weird movie. The community killed DC to the point where it fell off mainstream. Because you know why? Because a lot of DC's fans are fucking losers. Same with wrestling fans got to fucking lose. We joke about it, but there's a upscale, mid-scale of wrestling fan, right? Somebody's got to afford those fucking tickets. That's why they're charging it. They're not charging, hundreds of thousands of dollars for WrestleMania to not get the money. They're getting the money. But like, DC has a lot of weird loser fans, right? We know that. You have DC Online. The fact that DC Online still exists, it can still exist, what is it, 12 to 15 years after the fact, and it looked dated at the time it dropped. You know what I'm saying? But it's still just as popular. I mean, there'll be, after the nuclear holocaust, there'll be cockroaches in DC Online. It'll never die. Never die. I'm surprised you stopped playing. You the first person I ever heard stop playing DC Online, because motherfuckers will play that 100 years. For 100 years. Yeah, let's go. Batman was goofy. It was cool. Shout out to Adam West. Shout out to 60s Batman. And Mina, yeah, ugh. And they were not small humans. Snyder wanted Zuckerberg as Lex Luthor. The product was basically a Riddler without the riddles. Hey, he played a better Riddler than Paul Dano. And sheesh, that one scene that they keep playing, like, oh, this is such great acting. You never even played DC Online. Came out when you were 8. When did DC Online? I forget your age, so I'm gonna just check it out. I want to say, is it 2011, 2012? DC Universe Online. 2011, January 2011. Okay. So it's the 15th anniversary right now. I didn't realize that. So the 15 years of this shit. And there's been motherfuckers who've been playing since day one. And they'll play another 15. And they ain't updated shit. I guess it got patch notes. I cannot believe this game still exists. DC just, there's a lot of losers that's fans of DC. I'm a loser. I'm not trying to be an asshole. I'm just saying there's a lot of people. DC's content appeals to weirdos. and hence why they see absolute Batman is just like oh look, he's Batman, he's 6'8", he has an axe. It's like, and then they can say, yeah, they sold 8 million copies of the absolute universe. There's literally not a single way in hell they sell 8 million comics. I don't think they sell 8 million comics of everything combined, let alone 8 million of the absolute comics and 3 million of absolute Batman. I don't buy it. If I saw it in a official record, I would believe it's fraud. I don't know if they sold 800K. I don't know where these numbers came from. The worst Batman, I would say Clooney between the two. Val Kilmer, I mean, there were some goofy moments, but he tried to play it seriously. Vampire 20 Batman was worse than Nipple Batman. Yeah, I would say Robert Pattinson. The nipple is weird. The nipples, there's some weird shit. Cause wasn't Schumacher gay? He was doing some weird shit on the especially that second one. But I would say the Mr. Freeze one with Mr. Freeze and Poison Ivy, as goofy as that shit is, it's much more entertaining than it's way more entertaining than Batman 2022. That's not an exaggeration. That's an objective statement. There's nothing, that movie doesn't have any entertainment. It is just incel, brooding, nothing happening. Then there's the one scene where the Batmobile is doing that was an action scene, and then there's nothing happening, and there's an action scene, and nothing happening, and brooding, and shitting on core characters, destroying them, and then Gotham's flooded. It's like, okay, man, but entertainment value, you at least get fucking Mr. Freeze making stupid ass puns. What killed the dinosaurs, Batman? The Ice Age. How you got Batman refused to push ups? The absolute Joker's basically him, Bison, in a cloud. Man, I'll take the George Clooney Batman over Robert Pattinson. Yes. Worst Batmobile. Didn't one of them have a grappling hook? Yeah, that was a weird. The best one was the Keaton one, honestly. 2022 wasn't that great. I mean, that was the best scene, even though it don't make no sense. And Batman had to kill like hundreds of people in that scene. He had to, because he crashed in a major city in a major highway and created a massive firebomb that would have engulfed both lanes. At least 60, 70 people died in that fucking scene. And they chased out the pig when they barely get any information. I mean, hundreds of people injured, dozens of people dead, for sure, in that type of scene. So many people had to have died in Batman 22. What a failure of a movie. But let me see. I'm going to see if we can find that scene. Because it is one of the better scenes of the movie. But yeah, let's see if we can find it for the internet. Let's see. I don't know if we're gonna do this whole thing because I don't want to get into copyright jail. I'm gonna try to skip through some of it, just get the relevant part. So let's. Okay, from the. Hold on. All right. I'll play it.
Get the money!
Oh, I'm muted. I'm sitting there talking shit. I said the people need to see this. This is the best this movie could literally do. This is literally the best it could do. I'm shut up. Again. Your favorite theme. Okay, we're getting some copyright issues. Let's get to the point where he undoubtedly kills like dozens of people. And now they're on the fucking freeway. Major city, Gotham, you know, it's basically New York. He's chasing this motherfucker on the freeway. There's dozens and dozens of people here. Trucks, all this shit. Fuck all those people. And the Batmobile is just a car, right? Just a car. This, again, the best scene in the movie. The peak of the film. Are we still on the air? Hopefully. That repetitive ass song. Look at this shit. Now, how many people are dead? How many people are dead? At least 50? Look at that. This is a grounded movie, guys. This is a realistic grounded movie, guys. That just happened. For realism. Oh, you can't have a killer Croc in this movie. It's too realistic. Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. Okay, we get it. Best scene in the movie. Best scene in the fucking movie. Nothing is happening. That was the peak of that fucking movie. And there are retards on the internet right now telling you it's one of the best movies ever made. We have a real media literacy problem. On top of everything else with the entertainment, we have shitty shit coming out. We have a real media literacy issue with this. And I'll prove that shit to you. Now we're starting to have people come around to the fact that this was a garbage film. But, I mean, some people really got it up this movie. First thing, I just look up Batman 22 review. This is the shit it tells you. Now you get a couple of shells, right? The first thing, why the Batman is a timeless masterpiece. There are humans on this earth who sat through the 3 hours of this film and said it's a timeless masterpiece. Oh, now we got motherfuckers talking about, no, that's 3 years ago, why the Batman is good. No shit. So now we're starting to see more motherfuckers. Okay, now there is starting to see the Batman's overrated. By it's beautiful, that's a separate question. Cinematography is not terrible. Was it a bad film? Okay, so now we're starting to do. There's still someone. How Matt Reeves reinvented Batman on screen. You're starting to see more negative shit pop out. But when this shit first dropped, it was just nothing but like a master class. Was this a master class in filmmaking? There's still people who call this everything great about the Batman. Okay. It's not as bad as it once was, thank God. Time is starting to, things are reverting to the average. As more people see the film, it's not a good film. It's not a good film, but there are humans who sat through it and called it a timeless masterpiece. A timeless masterpiece. And I would have did a review if I could sit through it again. He didn't feel like Batman. That's why George Clooney's Batman is better than him. I've seen something point out in some of the speeches, George Clooney sounds more like Batman than you really give him credit for. He has some Batman-like scenes. Yeah, he has the back credit card, lots of goofy, corny shit. But there are scenes where he's fucking Batman. And you know what? I'll take corny Batman over that shit any day. Give me a corny but still proud and still confident Batman over that fucking incel any day. Over this skinny incel, can't get out of bed, too depressed. Get out of here, man. He didn't feel like Batman. He didn't solve any problems, and he caused the deaths of thousands, or either caused directly or did nothing to stop the deaths of thousands. But thank the Most High, we're starting to get more and more people. And yet now they don't even have the Catwoman that they built up for the whole fucking movie. Now she's gone. That's how the movie ends, as if she's going to be a part of the... I mean, she goes a different direction. Spoiler alert. She goes a different direction. But you would think they're going to meet up somehow in the future. But whatever. The most superhuman Batman we've ever seen is also the most... Yeah, that's another thing. It's supposed to be so grounded that you can't do any superhuman characters like Mr. Freeze, like Killer Croc or whatever. Yet, we saw that scene where, a fucking bomb blows up, or, a tanker blows up, he just flies through it. The scene that Richard referenced where he's in a fucking wingsuit and he crashes and hits a fucking bridge on a wingsuit and he just flips and it's just a joke scene, but he would be dead. Then there's that part where he takes the fucking 12 gauge to the motherfucking chest and just eats it for breakfast. There's so much fake, so much non-realistic, so much fantasy in this fucking movie, as much, if not more, than any other Batman or superhero film you ever saw. But for some reason, because the incels got their little which might be the worst Batman theme. I mean, if there is a worse Batman theme, let me know. I'll even take the Schumacher theme over that one. I'll take that 100 times over. Clooney is killing fucking Robert Pattinson. Clooney packs up Robert Pattinson. It's not even close. Listen, especially entertainment value, independent of, I don't think anyone is going to watch the 98 Batman, was it Batman and Robin? But as goofy as you might think it is with Mr. Freeze and Poison Ivy and retarded Bane, no one's going to say it's not entertaining. You can say a lot of things about the movie. You can say it's goofy, it's corny. You're not going to say it's not entertaining. You're not going to watch that whole movie, which they only got done. I think it's only like 2 hours, barely 2 hours. Let me check out, see how long. I think it was like an hour and 40 minutes. You will laugh at least once in that hour and 40 minutes instead of watching 3 hours of Robert Pattinson cry. Like, I can't stand that shit, man. And plus the soundtracks we were getting back then, you had Kiss from a Rose, Gotham City. You were getting all sorts of cold shit. Shout out to the 90s. 97, Phil. I said 98. So it was 2 hours. Okay, 2 hours, 5 minutes. So good 2 hours. I didn't know it was that long. I thought it was shorter than that. Okay, 2 hours. Yes, remembered kind of infamously bat nipples, weird costumes, George Clooney, ice puns, way more entertaining than fucking, you know. And I like the damn song, the Kurt Cobain song, the Nirvana song they keep playing. Favorite cookies? Shit, not Oreos, because those hoes don't burn. Yeah, now Bruce is mentally ill because his mom was. Yeah, he's mentally ill. His mom's mentally ill. His dad is evil politician. That's great. Well, I'm glad somebody killed the Waynes. Fuck them. The Waynes deserve to die. Yes, they deserve to die, and I hope they burn in hell. Fuck them. But yeah, don't get Oreos, whatever it is, because they don't burn. They're not food. I don't know what Oreos are made of, but it's not flammable. Not flammable. Yeah, I would take Val Kilmer and George Clooney over Robert Pattinson, like 100 times out of 100. I'll take Batfleck over Robert Pattinson, and I'm not about to, again, blew past your weight loss goal. Congrats, man. I got to get like you. I went to the gym yesterday. I had a decent workout. I'm going to the gym consistently. That's one thing, consistent. And then, you know, some days I don't eat much. Sometimes I like fast. I'm trying to intermittent fast. I don't always get it perfect. But congrats. Always good to get healthier. And enjoy the cookies. Don't get crumble cookies. They're overhyped. Don't fall. The crumble cookies, I fell for the hype, and then I got tired of them. They're not good. And they're just filled with death sugar, and they're not really always. Sometimes they cooked. Sometimes, actually, ironically, the better ones were the cold ones. Sometimes they were good. There was one where they had like gummies on it, like gummy, like Swedish fish or something. And they were cold and they were pretty good. But I would stay away from crumble cookies. That was a wave. Not that there were none that were good, but most of them were undercooked slop. Just standard chocolate chip. You never go wrong with chocolate chip or the M&M's chocolate chip. But no Oreos, man. We played that video. Your back is jacked. That's what's up. Got that Michelle Obama. So all you did is just not eat. Sometimes, you got muscles. They just show. There's a lot of people who look muscular. Just, you lose enough fat, your muscles show. I mean, everyone has all the muscle groups there are to work out, right? It's just, measure of body fat and muscle size to how much is visible. So that's dope. Congrats. And just doing something as simple as walking. You walk enough, you'll be surprised. Simple as walking. You gotta think we were meant to walk a lot more than we do now. They talk about 10,000 steps, but I mean, 200 years ago, everybody's probably had 20, 30,000 steps. You talking about, working a plot of land with 18th century technology as far as farming equipment. I mean, put in a lot of work. You know what I'm saying? Relative to the average person today. So even something simple as walking. So walking hurts you a broken old man. Fair enough. I can still walk. Sometimes I don't always have the time to walk as much as I want. That was an issue. Because I was going through a period like trying to get 2,000 steps. Oh, not jacked. Jacked up. Ah, I see. Well, I try. I don't know. Well, shit, maybe you should be working out then. I get walking hurts, but they say walking usually is good for your back. That's why I even brought it up. So maybe you should try. I've been trying to do these things at the gym, these back extensions. I try to do them right before that's my little warm up. Is just I'm starting to work into doing reps. I get like 5 reps in each set, but like I was just static holding, just trying to heal my back and strengthen my lower back. Because I'm definitely trying to get this weight off. Definitely trying to build muscle. That's the whole idea. So I'm doing upper, lower, upper. And we'll see how it works. I may even have to switch gyms if I do move. Hopefully that works out. How long have we gone? Did we get over an hour and a half ish? Oh Lord. We are right over an hour and a half. All right. Shit, we've ended on worse notes. So, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and call it. I'm going to call it before we do something crazy. Before the energy gets all fucked up. Because this could always go off the rails. These episodes can really go off the rails. They're pretty much on rails. I'll still be allowed to stream tomorrow, so I'm going to go ahead and call it. So, it's been real. It's been fun. It's been real fun. If you like the video, please like the video. If you're so obliged to share and subscribe, please do that. And even if you do none of these things, thank you for watching. Thank you for your time. Good night. God bless. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.